The morning of June 14th, 2025, Calvin Castine. On the other side of the Great Chazy River, in the village of Champlain, at the Samuel D. Champlain History Center. The creation of Celine Paquette. And it's not only Flag Day today, it's also Museum Day. So throughout the Clayton County and beyond, all the local museums are encouraged to be open today so people can go around and gather their views of what the North Country has to offer in the line of museums. So it looks like there's a few people here already, all the way down River Street. So we're going to make our way in as we look at the former area where Plenty More, the original settler here, had his home way back when. We're going to wander across and hopefully there'll be some time for someone to chat with us in there. Okay, we have the boss right here, Celine Paquette. How long have you had this museum here, Celine?
A little over 20 years. I bought the building in 2002 and then created the museum after that, yes. And it's always being created, yes.
Never
ends.
Evolving, right?
It's evolving, yes.
In fact, I just told you off camera, I drove by here yesterday, your car was in the yard and you were evolving.
That's right, that's right. Takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, do you have normal hours during the summer months? The days of the week you might find here?
This year we will be open on Fridays from 10 to 3.
10 to 3 on Fridays?
Yeah, on Fridays, yeah. One of our board members will be covering, yeah.
Okay, because you got to get volunteer help, so.
That's right, and that's not easy.
Right, but if people are interested in history and would like to help out.
Please contact me.
Okay, how do they do that?
I have an email. I'm listed in the phone book. Stop here at the History Center when you see my car.
1609 is the phone number?
1609 is the phone number
1609,
here.
So.
That's right.
What's that 1609? What's that all about?
1609 is when my boyfriend, Samuel D. Champlain, arrived on Lake Champlain to do some exploring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. First European to set foot. He didn't set foot when he crossed it through the Rouse's Point area, but he did set foot down the lake.
He was on a canoe, yes.
Right.
Or in a canoe, I should say, yeah.
So I know it's, as you said, evolving, but what's the emphasis this year on what you're showing here?
Upstairs, I received 9 panels from the Quebec City Historical Commission.
Oh, on Louis Hébert, right?
On Louis Hébert and his wife, Marie Rollet. They were the first French to settle in Quebec in 1617.
One of my great ancestors.
There you go, and the ancestor of many people here in our North Country. So we do have those. They are in French, though, so you have to practice your French.
You got to parlez-vous first.
But it's easy to read. There's some lovely photos. So,
okay.
They're upstairs, yeah.
In which room?
In the map room and the Champlain room.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'll wander up there. Is the elevator broken?
Yes, the elevator's broken. You have to use the stairs. Sorry about that, Calvin.
Well, that's what keeps you young, right? Going up and down those stairs every time you come here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you got some volunteers. Is Betty over there volunteering?
Betty Trombley's volunteering. David Patrick's the board member, and he's volunteering.
Okay.
Melissa Gooley's here. She's volunteering. She's also on the board.
Saw the village historian out in the hallway. Mrs. Maynard?
Bev Maynard is in the front, and she's volunteering also. John Hetfield is volunteering in the military room. So,
okay, so Fridays is the day to come here. If an out-of-towner is coming into town and they're desperate to see this, you might cooperate a little bit if they call you.
I usually do, yeah. By appointment. I will open by appointment, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It may cost you a little extra or have on-call appointment, but you know.
We are free. We are free, but we accept donations. We are a 501c3 and we accept donations, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have wandered upstairs. This is a fellow that the museum is named after, very appropriate here in the village of Champlain, located in the town of Champlain. Whoops, going down. And these are the banners that were on loan here for all you French speakers. The times, I guess, of Louis Hébert from New France. Thanks to Julie Dowd from the Clinton County Historical Association, who does a lot of genealogy. She did trace my ancestry back to include Louis Hébert and relations with the local cultures here. My mother was a Trudeau. I grew up in the Kings Bay area, right across the road from where the Lakeview Pub and Grill is now, or the Lakeview Pavilion was for many years. And when she went to school, that one-room schoolhouse down half a mile or so north of where she grew up, she only spoke English. The Trudeau, Henry Trudeau, came back and forth across the border and finally settled there. She was the youngest of the children. So I think because she didn't know English when she went to school, she had a little concern. So even though my father spoke English, because his mother was a Champlain from Moore's area, my father spoke French, my mother spoke French, but they never passed it along, unfortunately, to the next generation. So it would have been nice to grow up bilingual, but I'm sure my mother particularly thought that they were protecting us from whatever may have occurred, because she had to learn English in school, and I'm sure she got a little bit of ridicule for a couple of years from her classmates. Of course, nobody like Champlain and all those other people, nobody really knows what they look like, but there's interpretations. And Louis Hébert and Marie Rolette, 400th anniversary of their arrival in Quebec, a French family in 1617. He, as I said, worked for Samuel de Champlain. These are the organizations that kind of promote his history and French-Canadian history. And Celine is very much into French-Canadian history, because the French-Canadian population was a great part of settling this North Country. And if you do research, you can find all kinds of stuff about your ancestors. And I have a copy of a painting called The Angelus at my house. This is another version of The Angelus, but it wasn't, I don't think it's quite as famous as the one I have a copy of. I certainly don't have the original, but at noon, church bells would ring and all the good Catholics would stop and say a prayer, no matter what they were doing, how busy they were. They would stop and say a prayer. They'd say the Angelus at noontime. So this is upstairs at the museum, Samuel D. Champlain Museum, all kinds of books and literature and photos and community leaders over the years. William Beaumont, who went on to worldwide fame, was the head of the schools here for a few years. The Paquette family. The painting of this museum. We are back outside now, and I can almost get a view of Pliny Moore, person who came back here after the American Revolutionary War and helped settle this area. So you can find a whole lot of stuff about the history of Samuel D. Champlain himself, his co-workers, and the village and town of Champlain by coming here to this museum. The number here once again is 518-298-1609. And 1609 is in reference to the year that Samuel D. Champlain wandered through here.